Is there one common thing that, what you find in your people when you're bringing them in-person events or encouraging them to do more in-person events to supplement the online? Is there one common flaw or weakness you find that that you're going to have to coach them up, if you will? Because whatever that is probably the same thing in the corporate world. Leaders and employees we need to look for or address. Do you have anything in common?
Yeah, I guess from an event perspective, like I would probably do kind of what I was doing before is I want to understand the origin of why they thought this was the right idea.
Okay.
Right. So whatever it is, you know, the
From
fancy
the event
facilities
planner or for the attendees?
for the people who are planning it, which is usually leadership, they've made a
Right.
decision like we're going to do a happy hour, we're going to do this. And I'm not even saying that that's wrong. Sometimes that can be exactly the solution. I just want to understand why. Like
What
why
about
did
the
they think that?
attendees? If you had an event tonight, obviously they all have strengths and weaknesses.
Mhm.
But if there was one that was most common, that you did it right as an event planner and you brought people together, and in your case, it could be for dating. What is the one thing you could say that if people struggle with connecting with someone else, it would be in this? Not all, but is there one that's more common than another that if you were coaching someone, you would tell them, or you would work with them on this?
So I just want to make sure I understand the question.
Yeah,
So you're saying if someone goes to an event, what is the thing they most struggle with today?
most
Is that what
commonly. I know that's not going to be a broad brush across the board, but if you were coaching someone, right, because this will make me think about as a leader, what people may be
yeah.
deficient in. Besides, I hear you with the event. You got to make sure it's set up for the right dynamics to happen,
Hmm.
but more from the attendees. If there was
Yeah.
one leading cause that they would struggle at the event, maybe because they're so used to online or whatever
Mhm.
the dynamic digital. What do you think that one thing would be? And maybe there's not
Okay,
one
so
thing.
this is no, it's no, there's a couple things. I think the thing, and it's changed over time. I think the thing that I would say right now, and it's kind of philosophical, um, is I don't think people are going to events right now, I think, and mostly like tolerating them, like, okay, I gotta be here. I gotta like, you know, I think I think someone's physical presence is like one of the most amazing, beautiful things that can happen.
Mm. So,
Like,
correct me. My body language, right, could be acting like
well,
I don't want to be here.
I'm not even getting to that. I'm
No.
just saying that there is something in 2024. If you are in a shared space with other humans,
Yep.
they have given up their time. They have made it there. You are there. Do not underestimate the importance and significance of that. Does that make sense?
Go a little deeper. So I'm going to an event tonight, let's say. Whether I have to, I want to. A
Mhm.
lot of times, I like you, I speak, and the organization will ask me to come to the cocktail reception the night before. I hope none of my clients are listening right now, but that's the last thing I want to do, right? Fly, I get in, I just, kind of want to, do some work and go to bed. But I go. So what would you be advising me, John? Just be careful, be cognizant of not or, along the lines of what you're saying.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I'm getting
Yeah.
like existential here. Like
Yeah.
we are getting further and further from each other, right? Like we just are. Like the fibers of society
So what's your
are.
number one advice to me if I'm going to, that event I really don't want to go to, um, to make the most of it? What would you say, John? Make sure you pay attention to your, I don't know.
Um, I would still say what I'm saying. I wouldn't change it at all. I'm
No,
not
no, I
saying
don't think I'm just trying to get more of an actionable thing that I'm aware of when I step into this event.
But it is action oriented because I'm asking you to reflect. I'm asking you to reflect on what's happening in society and that people don't gather as much anymore. And maybe you're going to things all the time, but
Yeah.
not everybody else is. And you could
So
be,
look at it as an opportunity, right?
yeah, you can look at it as an opportunity. And or I what I'm trying to say is like that you could be one of only 4 people that person interacts with now.
Right.
Right? The number of interactions that people are having are declining
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
declining
totally,
over
totally.
time. So instead of being like, I have to be at this thing, being like, you may be 10% of the human interactions that person might have in a month. Like, your presence is significant, is what
In
I'm trying to
person, it might
say.
be even more than that, right?
Yes, that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
Like if you
yeah,
had asked me this question 5 years ago, I would have been like, ask this question, look like this, play, do like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm taking a step back, is what I'm saying, and like genuinely appreciating humanity and appreciating the people that choose to be in the same space with you.
yeah. And don't take it for granted. I'm assuming. Don't, where here's what I'm hearing is for me, don't go to it about, what's in it for me. That like you said, I might, meet someone at the I don't know, shrimp uh bar or whatever you want to call it. And I strike up a conversation and she needs to have a good conversation. Or he needs to have a good conversation. And I like to think everyone has a story if we, look for it. And
Yeah, everyone. And also just I think like I don't know what things are like where you live, but where I live, like a lot of people, their social calendars do not look anything like they used to, right? It's not the same.
in what
It's
way?
not as they're not going out as
Yeah,
much.